Zip Trip in Bowie, Maryland, and we had to break out the resources here because we have the cutest kittens that you have seen in a very long time. This is Paul. He's with Bowie CLAW, and you guys are helping out in the world of animal welfare, which is fantastic. And these, first of all, adorable, 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 and maybe a little sleepy. Paul, tell me a little bit about who you brought here today.
Well, this is Lottie, and just 4 days ago, we found her and her three sisters behind some straw bales, and we were able to get the mom, and the mom is now fixed, and we're going to socialize Lottie and her sisters and hopefully find somebody to adopt them.
Oh my gosh, do we know who we have here?
This is Daffodil.
Is Daffodil part of the same litter?
No.
Tulip.
Beatrice, she is part of the same litter.
Oh, you're so cute. We have a little calico at home.
Tulip and Daffodil are brothers.
Okay, so these two are together, and these two were together.
Right.
And who do we have over here? This one's a little bit older.
Yes, it's a little bit older. This is Ivy.
And she's 3 months old.
Ivy's 3 months old.
She is.
So tell me, Paul, about the organization. What you're able to do when you find a kitten like this. What happens?
Well, initially, we have a great relationship with the city of Bowie, and in July it'll be our 17th year of our 501c3 charity, and we bring them to a room at City Hall where we can medicate them and get them ready to go to fosters, and then the fosters will get them socialized and friendly and get them adopted.
Wow. Are you guys fostering?
Yes.
You're fostering? So what do you get out of fostering? What's that like for you?
It's very satisfying. They are so precious, but they need so much care.
Yeah.
They're this little. They have special food, special litter, special everything.
It's got to be satisfying for you to get them to a forever home then, so that they have a great environment. It's got to be a little hard too when you see them and they're so little and cute, and you're going to give them to somebody else to have, right?
I know, but that's what we have to do.
Yeah. Have you ever had a foster fail? Have you kept any of them?
Yes, I have.
Don't say how many.
Okay, there you go, super cute. Paul, if people want to learn more about the organization, if they want to foster, if they want to help out, or maybe even if they find a stray somewhere, what should they do, or how can they reach you guys?
You know, we have a Facebook page, we have a web page, BowieCLAW.org, and if they want to see us in action, in 2 weeks at Bowie City Hall, we're changing that to Bowie Kitty Hall, and we're going to have about 40 cats and kittens up for adoption. The mayor's going to be there. We're going to have a food truck, Whispering Welcome, and you can get coffee and pastries, and they'll have all these cats that they can adopt, and we even have a room where they can do meet and greets and one-on-ones.
When is that going to be?
Pardon me?
When will that be?
That'll be in 2 weeks, June 13th over at Bowie City Hall.
June 13th. All right, check it out if you're looking to help out, if you want to foster, or you want to make one of these cute little ones a forever home. This is just absolutely adorable. All right, we're going to send it back. In the meantime, I hate to leave these guys, but we will come back with more from Bowie and our Zip Trip in just a few minutes. Say bye, everybody. Bye.
How big is the tarp to begin with?
I didn't see what one he took from the wrapper, but the best size is 11 by 15.
Okay.
And you can buy them at Harbor Freight. You can either buy them by email, by phone order, which is what
I think so if it gets too hot.
drive to Law, which is where they have a store. So here you see what we stock.
Yeah, okay.
And this is a nice one because it's fairly thick, the walls. I've gotten some that have half the thickness, but this way it's more insulation all around, the bottom, everything. And this one is the minimum size. Smaller than this really will not work.
Right.
You want to be able to make 2 windows and have a little protected space in the middle where the cold air won't hit them. 16 by 16 by 22 and a half.
That's a good size. Yeah, they had all...
Bigger is better.
Yes, right.
Bigger is always better.
Yeah, because it's going to hold a cat in it, possibly 2 cats.
Very rarely will 2 cats go in the same.
Yeah, he's bigger, but he
And this
he
is
does
the
at
cutting
least one
tool.
that he won't let me pet
And
him,
it
then
runs
he'll-
about 20 bucks.
I mean, when it, some of them
Okay.
start eating while
And
you're
it
still
heats
picking
to,
it up. You
I don't know,
have it for-
175 or
yeah.
250 or something, but
When there were
you
more
got to
cats,
be really
both of them would
careful.
come
It
up,
is only
you know,
for
as soon as-
styrofoam.
once it
You
got
don't want it
kinda thin
cutting
down,
on
but
to the top
it won't
or
have any
tape
usually
or
hides in the
fabric.
That's exactly what
So
it
you
was.
plug
Just
it
hanging
in.
back, yeah.
And
One of them, I think,
here
is
is
little
the
ebony,
rocker
just a
switch.
few white hairs.
and it is on. See, there's off, there's on. So it is on.
Beautiful thing.
And
You know, there's a-
so I go all the way over to the wall.
How about you?
So I have the most room in the
We're
middle.
building, Joanne?
See? See how it just melts through?
Yeah. Wow.
Very rapidly. So what I do is I watch. I cut with a sawing motion, and I'm looking so that I can get as close as possible. Yeah, that'll be big enough because I want to leave about half the space because straw will go up to the bottom of the windows. Okay, I use this as a size indicator. So I go like this and put it on, and I go a little bit past where that is, so maybe there. Okay, I don't use a ruler. I do it mostly by eyeball. So now
Yep.
multiple use.
Yes. There, what do we got here? Okay, so windows first.
So there's one window, and then we will go to the far side. I want to see just where I'm cutting, so I don't want, see how I went a little bit into the styro with the cutting because I was so close, but this is thick wall, so it's okay. If it were one of the thinner ones, I would be really sure that I was further away from the edge.
Because it's the thinner, it's so brittle.
Yeah. So here we go, back and forth. Okay, and then, oh, here we are. Here's my measuring tool. Just make a little dab and then follow down. They don't have to match in size, but I want to maximize the amount of protected area.
Yeah,
And if I make them too small, a fat cat might not be able to get in.
Right.
And
Which-
if I make them too big, I'm taking away the protected area.
The warmth, yes. So balancing access and warmth.
Right, exactly. And then I always make sure I shut it off and I lay this somewhere
off.
to cool. So that can cool. And then,
What was just talking?
I don't know. Okay, now this one has this little ridge here. It's part of the lid. Some of them don't have it or it's not accessible, but I'm going to cut that off just to give the cats a little more headroom on getting up. So but I didn't want to make it bigger by going down further because I need the space to hold the straw. So I'm just going up into space that is not necessary. Once I have the windows, don't worry about this because it will be filled in, you'll see. Now I'm going to take some of this camouflage tape, which is the most expensive component. The tape is first, the next expensive is the top, followed by the straw, which is almost minimal. And I am doing this because I'm going to be laying this down on the floor and rolling it 4 times. So I don't want the top falling off because then it won't be an accurate measurement. This rips very easily. You just lay this down. I like to have my windows up and chilling. I try to maximize how many I can get out of a top. So what I'm going to do, and then I'll move it back. Okay, I'm going to put this almost up to the edge. So that's that. But then I'm going to move it down. So that it will cover one side and a little extra. So that is the width of the top that I'm going to need. I need that because though the pieces from once you start folding it, that will cover the sides, both of them. I come over here and I make usually use the folds as guidelines.
Oh, yes.
Which helps. So that's one side.
No.
And now we will cut second side. Now I'm just going to pull this back since and I see that the line gets thinner. So I'm going to, what do you mean, the crease line. See how it's not as wide here as it is here?
So it's not completely
So that
straight.
means I gotta angle out a little more.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's not completely straight.
It was just the way it's folded.
Folded for the package.
So that was 2. See? 1, 2. Now I do it again, but I'm going to angle out a little bit more.
Oh, the accommodate.
Accommodate that. 3. So this is the bottom. So to start covering it, I want to lay it top down. Top down. And then keep positioning it on the top. I do it at home on a bed in the best way. We want to get the parts that are going to fold down from the sides even on both sides.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly even,
Both sides left, right. Okay.
but it shouldn't be that.
Terribly disparate. So it's kind of like wrapping a Christmas present.
It is. You are wrapping a pack. You want to check always to make sure that you are easily covering the sides. Those 2 pieces will meet and be over. So now let's see. Pull more. I like to make it so that the seam is approximately centered, roughly centered, so that when I start folding, it folds more neatly. So now I will go back. Here we are. And again, we're going to do little pieces just to hold things in place. And then get to the, it works, stick it anywhere. So we'll do that one on the diagonal just to be different. That's just to hold our 2 parts together. Now we are going to okay, so remember, this is the top. So now we have top up. I always like to confirm by feeling where the openings are, because once I didn't and I had the top on the bottom. Not that it was a big deal, I just had to unwrap it and redo it.
I don't understand. Say that again. You always confirm
That the top
the
is
cooler
at the top.
Okay.
Because when I start wrapping this package, I want to wrap from the bottom and kind of make a crease with my hand, a diagonal crease. I'm holding that. There's another side. See here?
Gotcha. Okay.
Here, and now
Gotcha.
the last part down. This way rain will go down and not into it.
Yes. Okay.
Everything has a reason. Okay, and I just stick a patch here. Just to hold. See, here's the top, here's the window of it. Now I go to the other side. Ooh, now look at this, okay? See?
Yep.
Too close. So I'm going to go back to here
do.
Undo this because we have more here than we need. So I'm going to push that down. Still enough there, okay. And now, yeah,
Yay.
okay. So you have to sometimes wiggle back and
Right.
Okay, so. And here is there's my window. I keep feeling for the windows, the doorways.
Or you could just, switch it.
Right, if you can see it. See the lid line? Have extra top because you don't want to go patching the top. Every seam is a chance of rainfall or
Right.
snowdrops to get in. So you just make your diagonals. And there's another one. I try to cover the grommets
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that would be a
because
Over.
it's just a
vulnerability.
point. Yes, exactly. Okay, so it is now covered. Now we have to seal all seams. Eyeball, just eyeballs. Okay. So, I want to get the tape approximately, I want the seam approximately in the middle. So I lay it down, start at the center, and work my way out. Now, that is not done. You have to take your fingers and really press along the edges. So there are no areas where, like, see this right here? See that little tiny?
No.
Right there. It's
Maybe
not
that's-
where water could conceivably go in. You want to always
Got it.
press all your sides. That is, it sounds trivial, but that's an
No.
important point. Now we will do the other crisscross. Okay. We start at the center, work out. Center. And work out. Now we're going to make sure those seams are down really firmly. Okay, same deal. Now see, this one doesn't line up quite as well. This one lines up better. I may do this one as two separate halves, but
Yeah. I see.
yeah, that's okay. And see, this is the top. I feel my window. But that's good because you can see what I mean.
Right.
So this way, this one,
But it won't bridge the...
this one I'm going to do is 2 separate halves. Try not to have wrinkles, but sometimes I get a wrinkle and it's impossible. So I just press as much of it out as I can. You want to really push at the corners. So now we're going to do the big strip, which will go from here, but we're going to not start there. We're going to start an inch or so below it and across and down to where the seam ends and about an inch or 2 below it. So that's where we're going to cut a big strip, and that's where we have the most danger of the tape twisting on itself and sticking together, and it doesn't pay to try to unstick it. Just throw it out and call it a loss. Okay, need a couple more inches. Here. Yeah, that's good. Give it a little extra. Okay. Now this is where we don't want to get stuck to itself. So what I do is I have it sticky side up, and I get to right where it needs to go, and then I flip it, and I like to have it centered. Good. Good, good, good. See how we have got the seam well covered?
There's not one single...
Now look at this. See this space? That space is easy to see. That is not good. We have to make sure we press down. That is a big water loop space. And don't forget, this is the bottom. Except we're going to add another bottom.
Yes.
But I still like to make sure. Now I'm going to get my scrap pieces.
Okay. I will be right.
So you're using the scrap pieces.
Scraps from others that I cut up that were not suitable size.
And then you're going to make another bottom layer
And this
based
is
on
gonna be
these.
another bottom.
Okay.
But
Then-
before I do it, I want it to stay put. I want it to stay put. So I'm going to take some tape. This one I'm going to take the cutting tool and trim to match.
Now, does it matter whether this goes all the way flush to the edge? Or are you going to put another
I
piece
mean,
like
if
this?
it didn't go, if it ended over here,
Mm-hmm.
that would be too much of a chance of it rocking. But within an inch, 2 inches, it won't matter.
Okay.
So see what I did? I just taped it to keep it staying put. I'm going to cover that seam and put a lot more tape at the bottom, but right now I want to just get it. This is where I've patched together 2 pieces to make the 3rd bottom. It's actually a 2nd, but the bottom that's on this already is the equivalent of 2 bottoms because the styrofoam is so thick. So, and I'm not going to go down to the a little more down, but not get into the top.
There we are. Beautiful. So you don't need to heat it all the way down.
No, you don't want it in
Right.
this case because
You don't want to
you don't want it going touching the top. Bottom, the extra bottom, to there, to here, so it's well stuck. Same thing here, so we go down. So now it is, the bottom is stuck to the whole unit, the seam is covered, and see, it won't wobble because it's not enough of a differential of where it's not covered. Ideally, if you have pieces that you can go right to the end, it's nice.
Right.
But I just grabbed 3 or 4 pieces. So now I'm going to cover the edge. See what happened? But it's only a little. It's only a little. So I can
Salvage it.
I can get that one out.
Woo! Good.
I don't like wasting any of this tape because it's so
Look into
expensive.
today's Parade magazine. Let's see if they don't have this. Here's the Parade.
Okay, they're here where it projects out. Tape projects out a little bit. See here?
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do, fold down, fold over. Making these, you could get a job in a gift wrap center.
Sure could. Is that it by the fruit? Here.
Now we'll do the last 2 sides. Oh, yeah, center cutting out the windows.
Yeah, we've got some little.
Now, are you going to put more tape here or just leave that the way it is?
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't forget we have this and this tape, and then we have a double thick bottom
Yeah.
of this.
Water will be.
Okay.
Could, water, you know, all these edges have been pressed. You could take the tape and run it.
Medical use.
Okay.
But,
I would just think it would degrade over time.
No,
It's faster.
New York
being on the
covers.
ground. So,
I mean, the things crawl into it.
Yeah.
Ivy tendrils
Yeah.
and stuff.
so isn't it better?
So we probably could. I just never thought of doing that. But that's good. See,
Yeah, we're all.
yeah,
New.
you constantly
It
evolve.
is, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
I started 2 years ago in October.
Feel that's where they are.
Oh,
The openings were made.
But that's coincidental.
So what I do is I find with my fingers, I find where the intersection is between the bottom and the top and the side. And I just take the scissors point and poke it in. So I know where to start cutting. Being careful not to poke yourself. Okay, so now I can feel my way along. So I go till I can feel that I'm at the top. There we are, I am at the top. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom. And I'm going to feel with my finger. Yep, there we are. See, so we have exposed that side, the bottom. Now we're gonna go.
Pardon the food activity anyway.
It's okay that the top does not come right to the edge of the styro because every side here is going to be covered. One more snip. Beautiful. And now I'm at the top and I'm just pressing down to kind of keep that flat. Okay, now I go back to the tape. Here it is. And I'm going to make the little roof. I
like
call
that.
it a rooflet. So I need it to be
Awning.
a little wider. So what I do is I fold it once, twice, 2 times. You can get 2 folds. I try to spread it evenly. Okay, see how it's adhering. Now I'm going to fold this over. Okay, so that's one of the 3 pieces that's loop length as the piece that's there. So I tear off some and I see that it's right about here. Now this one is going to go right down to the bottom of the rooflet to give it more rigidity, more firmness. And then we are going to move it up and press it down and over to the top. So that way it's on a slight slant, tiny slant, and rain will run off. Now I don't like to have, if it's a tiny piece, I will just leave it in place. Otherwise I just fold it. Okay. I don't want to have any places. I'm going to do a little patch thing here. But see how this is popping up? I don't want cat to get its paw in and get it stuck on its paw. So we'll just make a little patch there. Okay, and then it needs one more piece. So basically the awning or the rooflet takes 3 pieces. And this is the third one. We put it on at some point, not necessarily to be precise, but you want to pull it forward to ensure that it's a downward slant.
Get it.
And then you just there we are. Work your way to the back. So that's good. See, it's held down, it's held on the top. Now we do the other 3 sides that we need here. So this one's gonna come to right about there, a little bit after the green wall. You can use all the spots and things on the camouflage tape to help you line up.
Oh, right.
Make sure all your edges tuck under, where you know, covering it and it's going inside. You don't want any loose tape that a cat can catch on.
Get stuck on.
And there. So that window's done.
Superb.
Now we do the other window. There's my side, right? There she be.
Look at that. Amazing.
How long did that take?
Oh man, I don't think
4 hours, I think.
No.
Well, we probably didn't. It took an hour.
I'm Julie. I'm here with Jasmine today, and we are feeding our newbie colony cats. And here in Bowie, and we have a lot of food that's donated to us, so which is we are very thankful for. But I try to get them ready, and we'll feed them wet food and dry food. It's a process that we do every day. I'm the colony cat coordinator, so I call myself, and we have a monthly calendar, and we have 15 to 20 volunteers that come out, choose the day that works for them. I make up the calendar, and everybody comes out and feeds the cats once a day, on their chosen day, let's put it that way, on the day they choose. Some people feed more than once a month. I feed probably 4 to 5, just depending. But it's one day a month is really very helpful. So I pre-pack the food in the car, and then once I'm done getting it ready, we'll take it down to the colony that's down, I call it the bamboo forest. It's wonderful down there. It's nice and cool. We have wonderful locations for our kitties. And these cats have been here for a lot of years. Some probably anywhere between 8 and 10 to 12, I think. I didn't start this. Our wonderful cat master lady, Miss Rhoda, did. And so Miss Rhoda's gotten up in years now, and she still has her own little colonies, and she's got plenty of cats at home to take care of, her and her husband. So Rhoda doesn't get out as much as she used to, but she is still, she's the one who did all this. She actually trapped the cats, vetted them. Any of the kittens that were sociable, we had some of our volunteers actually take them home, and they've lived long lives at their house. And the other ones that are not sociable are the ones that we're still feeding. And everybody got vetted in the beginning. They get their ear tipped, their left ear is tipped, so anybody can recognize that these cats have had their rabies shots, they've been spayed or neutered, and they're no longer a threat to overpopulating. So that's the thing, is if people would just do that more often, we would have less kittens and less, homeless animals. So we have some cats that actually have some dental issues, let's put it that way. They have dental issues. So we always try to accommodate them and give them some pate or something that they'll be able to digest. And we have some little kitten formula here that sometimes if it's not being used or they have it's almost out of date, they'll give it to us here for the colony cats because it's very nutritious for them to add to their food. So, and that's what I will do in this instance. I will add some to this kind of wacky looking food. It's good for the cats, it's just really unusual. It's not canned, it's boxed. We only have one cat at the next colony that has really, I think, kind of severe dental issues, and she's getting very skinny. So I try to make sure we have enough really diluted food for these kittens with these cats with their bad teeth, which happens, out in the wild. Or actually, I think it's a lot of it's genetics also. So we just make sure they get something to eat. This next colony, we're feeding 6 cats. We have 3 long-haired gray cats. We call them the wise men. And then we have Shorty, who is a short-haired gray cat. And we have one cat at the next colony that has really, I think, kind of severe dental issues, and she's getting very skinny. So I try to make sure we have enough really diluted food for these kittens with these cats with their bad teeth, which happens, out in the wild. Or actually, I think it's a lot of it's genetics also. So we just make sure they get something to eat. This next colony, we're feeding 6 cats. We have 3 long-haired gray cats. We call them the wise men. And then we have Shorty, who is a short-haired gray cat. And he's kind of our greeter. He comes up and greets us most days. And then we have a big spotted cat. We call him cow cats. And that's Samson. He's a big boy. And he's beautiful. And then we have an all-black cat, and his name is Carbon. And that's it right there. That's 6, I believe. 3 long-haired, 1 short-haired gray, Samson, and Carbon. So that's it. So I'm going to add a little bit of this because it's going to give him some more nutrition and hopefully help put some weight on. This one cat that we have, one of the wise men, just doesn't seem like he's eating enough, and I'm not sure if it's dental. It looks like he's having an issue. So we're gonna try and get him some good food here. And then I'll probably take some dry food and wet it also. Eddie, come on. Hi. How are you? Your mouth is moving, but I hear nothing. Come on, Leeway. And Miss Julie the way. Okay, and then y'all eat. Come on, Shorty. There you go. It's okay. Come on, you guys eat over here while I clean up. Come on. Get the kitties here. And then we just basically clean up. Good, somebody has some water. These start to get green algae like. Okay, and then we'll give them a bowl of water out here. And we re-straw the houses every year. In October, they get new straw and refresh that, and we repair them when they need it. We have all these containers here, and I have gloves and I have towels, so we try to keep it clean here. And then we have clean dishes for anybody that, like I say, some people prefer to come here and just use these dishes and feed them, so I try to wipe them out and keep them clean here. This is the feeding dome. This one is kind of heavy, so we don't pick it up too often because we need to make a new one. It's gotten very, very old, but it keeps the turkey buzzards, the turkey vultures, out. Not all our locations are bad with them, but sometimes it is. So that's what they were originally made for. So we put the food under there. The cats eat under here. The cats at least get to eat early in the day, and then later on when they're hungry, and then they get fed again the next day. So they're good.